From cold-blooded street wars to taking down those closest to his enemies, Lit Yoshi is the only name that haunts even NBA Youngboy. In the unforgiving streets of Baton Rouge, Yoshi's reputation as a feared shooter has made him one of the most dangerous figures in the game. Known for his ruthless tactics and unrelenting vendettas, this is the story of the only rapper NBA Youngboy truly fears. Let's take a closer look at the rise and reign of this untouchable rapper. A dark beginning. Born in the streets of Baton Rouge. Born as Yoshi Edwards, Lit Yoshi has earned a reputation that goes far beyond music. Known as a shooter before ever becoming a rapper, Yoshi grew up in one of Baton Rouge's toughest neighborhoods, surrounded by crime, violence, and loyalty to his group, the Top Boy Gorillas, or TBG. His gang, TBG, is infamous for running the streets of North Baton Rouge, while NBA Youngboy's crew, BBG, dominates the South. But the rivalry between these two groups isn't just territorial, it's a long-standing feud marked by loss, revenge, and violence on both sides, from street enforcer to rising rapper. Unlike NBA Youngboy, who rose to fame through his music and amassed a large fan base, Lit Yoshi's name became notorious for something else: his role as one of TBG's most feared enforcers. It's said that Yoshi was a soldier in the streets long before he ever stepped foot in a recording studio. His reputation as a violent, take-no-prisoners figure in the Baton Rouge underworld quickly spread, and he became known for being willing to go to any length to protect TBG's name. His lyrics reflect his ruthlessness, and in one song, he even claims he would step on Jesus to prove he isn't one to be messed with. For Yoshi, the code of the streets came first, and he didn't hesitate to bring that attitude into the rap game, putting his life on the line to keep his group's reputation intact. TBG's musical legacy and Lit Yoshi's reluctant start. The Top Boy Gorillas have long been represented by rappers like Fredo Bang, G-Money, and Boulevard Quick, each contributing their own style to TBG's legacy. But for Yoshi, being a rapper wasn't initially part of the plan. He was known as a shooter, someone who enforced TBG's rules in the streets, striking fear into his rivals and protecting his crew at all costs. However, a series of events would soon lead Yoshi into the rap game himself. In 2016, Fredo Bang was arrested, and shortly after, Boulevard Quick also ended up behind bars. This left TBG without its two main voices, but the worst blow came in 2017 when G-Money, another prominent TBG member, was tragically killed. The murder of G-Money sent shockwaves through Baton Rouge and ignited a new level of tension between TBG and BBG, as G-Money's death was allegedly connected to NBA Youngboy and his crew. Stepping up, Lit Yoshi becomes TBG's voice. With Fredo Bang and Boulevard Quick incarcerated and G-Money gone, TBG needed someone to carry the torch. That's when Lit Yoshi stepped up, not just to defend TBG's name, but to make sure NBA and BBG felt his presence. He started releasing music aimed at his rivals, bringing the same intensity to his lyrics that he did to the streets. The feud between TBG and NBA BBG escalated, and what was once a rivalry over territory and reputation quickly turned into all-out warfare, with lives at stake. When Fredo and Boulevard Quick were eventually released, TBG's focus became clear. They wanted revenge for G-Money, and Yoshi was right there on the front lines. The turning point. The murder of Desmond "Dump" Hardnett. The tension between these two groups boiled over in May 2018 with the murder of Desmond "Dump" Hardnett, NBA Youngboy's close friend and manager. Dump's death was a pivotal moment in the NBA versus TBG feud. He had been a steadying force in Youngboy's life, someone who helped him transition from the streets to the rap industry. But on that fateful day, Dump was in his front yard, enjoying a quiet evening with family and friends, when an unknown car rolled up. Shots were fired and Dump was hit multiple times. A woman standing near him was also injured, but fortunately, she survived. Dump, however, didn't make it. His death shook Youngboy and his circle to the core, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing feud. Rumors swirled that Lit Yoshi and Boulevard Quick were behind the hit, showing just how far Yoshi was willing to go in this brutal street war. Retaliation and the death of Boulevard Quick. But NBA Youngboy's camp wasn't about to let that slide. Just 6 months later, on November 26, 2018, Boulevard Quick was found dead at an apartment complex in Baton Rouge. Police were called to the Lakeside Villa Apartments around 12:30 a.m., where they discovered Quick's body in the parking lot. He had only been out of jail for a few months, but his connection to TBG and the ongoing feud with NBA made him a prime target. Law enforcement believed his murder was retaliation for Dump's death, and the violence continued to escalate on both sides. An ongoing war, Yoshi's alleged spree of retaliation. Boulevard Quick's murder enraged Lit Yoshi, who took it as a call to arms. Determined to avenge his fallen friend, Yoshi allegedly went on a shooting spree in Baton Rouge, targeting NBA and BBG members wherever he could find them. In April 2019, Yoshi was allegedly involved in a drive-by shooting outside an M-Mart on Highland Road, where members of NBA and BBG were gathered. As bullets flew from an automatic rifle, chaos erupted, and the victim later identified Yoshi as the shooter. This was just one of many violent incidents in Yoshi's quest for revenge, and it wouldn't be the last. The Miami Rolling Loud incident. Feud on a national stage. The rivalry reached another peak during Miami's Rolling Loud Festival in May 2019. NBA Youngboy and his crew were in town for the event, but things took a dark turn when they were ambushed outside their hotel. As Youngboy and his girlfriend were leaving, a black truck pulled up beside them, and gunfire erupted. Fans feared for Youngboy's life, but news soon broke that he was unharmed. However, his girlfriend was hit in the shoulder, and a family passing by was also caught in the crossfire. Tragically, a bystander named Mohammed Tarati was struck by a stray bullet and lost his life. Police later traced the attack to TBG and discovered that Yoshi was in Miami at the time. Though they didn't have enough evidence to charge him, Yoshi's reputation only grew from this incident, as fans and law enforcement alike began to see him as a major player in the ongoing war. Taking aim at NBA Pop, surveillance footage captures an attack. As the bloodshed continued, Lit Yoshi continued to go after high-ranking members of NBA and BBG, making it his mission to weaken their ranks one by one. In April 2020, a surveillance camera captured a shooting involving Yoshi and his crew at an apartment complex where NBA Pap, a top NBA member, was believed to be present. Yoshi and his associates opened fire, hitting Pap, although he survived. This attack was another step in Yoshi's personal vendetta against NBA Youngboy's crew, and he didn't stop there. The July 4th shooting, targeting a family. Just a few months later, on July 4, 2020, Yoshi was allegedly involved in yet another shooting, this time at the Malliot Crossing apartment complex. 4 people, including 2 children, were inside a car when another vehicle pulled up beside them and began firing. Miraculously, all 4 occupants survived, but the incident was a wake-up call for Baton Rouge law enforcement. They were determined to put an end to Yoshi's spree, and it wasn't long before they got a break. Police tracked down a rental car used in the shooting, which was registered to Yoshi's girlfriend. This discovery led them to Yoshi himself, and when they searched his vehicle, they found 2 firearms matching those used in the July 4th shooting. Further searches of Yoshi's apartment uncovered clothing matching the description of what he wore during an earlier shooting, giving the police a solid case against him. Facing justice, arrests, and sentencing. With mounting evidence, Yoshi was charged with 7 counts of attempted murder, 4 related to the July 4th shooting and 3 connected to the April incident involving NBA Pap. He also faced numerous gun charges, and authorities began linking him to other incidents, including the murder of NBA's manager Dump and other shootings that had targeted Youngboy's crew. Despite the serious charges, Yoshi managed to secure release on a staggering $1.8 million bond. But his freedom was short-lived, as police continued to investigate his activities. The end of an era, a legacy of violence and loyalty. In July 2021, law enforcement raided Fredo Bang's house in Miami, where Yoshi had been staying. They arrested him on new charges, this time related to a shooting that had taken place in Slidell, Louisiana, the previous year. Fredo Bang was also taken into custody on unrelated charges after police found a stolen car and several firearms at his residence. The investigation revealed that the target of the Slidell shooting was an NBA member, allegedly Youngboy's cousin, Michi Baby. Yoshi had previously accused Michi of being a rat online, and the incident in Slidell was seen as yet another escalation in the NBA TBG feud. Michi Baby responded to Yoshi's accusations in a video, denying the claims and confirming that he was the intended target. But the damage was done. Yoshi's constant targeting of NBA members had made him a primary figure in the gang war that continued to consume Baton Rouge, and police were determined to put an end to his activities. Facing overwhelming evidence and the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison, Yoshi eventually pled guilty to multiple counts of attempted murder and assault. In a final courtroom appearance, he received a 15-year sentence, bringing his reign in the streets to an end. For now. Lit Yoshi's story is a reminder of the brutal reality that often underlies the world of rap. For fans, he might just be another rapper from Baton Rouge, but for NBA Youngboy and his crew, he was a relentless threat, a name that sparked fear and demanded respect. From the moment he stepped onto the scene, Yoshi was committed to defending TBG, and he didn't hesitate to let his actions speak louder than words. Even from behind bars, his legacy lives on as one of the most feared figures in the Baton Rouge rap scene, and his story serves as a chilling example of the lengths some are willing to go to in the name of loyalty. In the end, Lit Yoshi wasn't just a rapper NBA Youngboy feared. He was a symbol of the unforgiving streets of Baton Rouge and a reminder of the dark side of fame in the rap industry. The NBA TBG feud may continue, but Yoshi's role in it has left a lasting impact, one that fans, friends, and rivals alike will not soon forget. A lasting legacy and a feud that won't be forgotten. While the NBA TBG feud may not be as prominent today, the lasting scars and dark memories of Lit Yoshi's reign continue to haunt Baton Rouge. His role in the saga wasn't just as another rapper embroiled in a turf war. Yoshi became a symbol of unyielding loyalty, a figure that would go to any lengths to defend his crew. For the residents of Baton Rouge, the stories of Yoshi's street battles and acts of vengeance linger as reminders of the brutality that the rivalry inflicted upon their city. Lit Yoshi's name holds a unique weight in Baton Rouge. For NBA Youngboy and his BBG affiliates, Yoshi represented a threat unlike any other. He wasn't just interested in retaliating, he seemed to embody TBG's very mission of revenge, striking at the heart of Youngboy's inner circle. His drive to avenge fallen TBG members created an unrelenting cycle of violence that turned him into a haunting figure for Youngboy's crew, and his actions reached a level of infamy that few in the city's underground had ever achieved. Yet, Yoshi's story is also one of missed opportunities and wasted potential. Here was a young man with a fierce reputation, whose dedication and fearlessness could have been channeled into a different path if not for the life he was drawn into. Instead, his legacy became one tied to fear, loss, and retribution. Even from behind bars, Yoshi's influence casts a long shadow, not just in Baton Rouge, but in the broader rap industry, where fans and artists alike recognize the lengths he went to in defending his own. Now serving a 15-year sentence, Lit Yoshi's future remains uncertain, but his legacy as one of the most feared figures in Baton Rouge's gang history is firmly established. His story, from the early days as a street soldier to his emergence as a ruthless enforcer, resonates as both a warning and a reflection of the dark side of loyalty in street culture. The NBA TBG feud may one day fade, but the name Lit Yoshi and the fear he struck into his enemies will be remembered long after. As a symbol of the unforgiving streets of Baton Rouge, Yoshi's legacy is both a tale of loyalty and a stark reminder of the high price paid when loyalty turns deadly. So, what do you think about the story of Lit Yoshi? Was he a fearless defender of his crew, or did he go too far in his quest for revenge? Well, share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And remember, while Lit Yoshi's story may have come to an end, the legacy of violence and loyalty he left behind will continue to echo through the streets of Baton Rouge for years to come. So let this be a lesson for all of us about the dangers of getting too caught up in loyalty and revenge. And may we strive towards a future where peace prevails over violence and street feuds are a thing of the past. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content related to the world of rap and hip-hop.